Greetings on this Teaching a Tool Tuesday. Coach T here. Hopefully I don't hold you long. I don't want to. I'm out here walking the dogs. Listen, when it comes back around, I'm just going to jump into it. When it comes back around, how do you respond? When it comes back around, how do you respond? I have several thoughts racing through my head at this moment. And I noticed that most folks, and I'm trying to break it down in my head, so many thoughts racing at one time. I do this off the top of my head for those who can bear with me and listen to the end. I'm hoping it's not a long one. I'm still, trying to prolong this piece of gathering my thoughts. But I'm gonna jump into it the best way I know how. Life is a right? In life, we all have to go through so many decisions on a daily basis. It's like once you wake up, you make a decision to get out the bed and lay there a little longer. You make a decision to turn off the alarm clock or let it keep going. You make a decision to even open your eyes or throw the sheets over your head. You make decisions all day, every day. And that's very draining, right? Some decisions you make, suspect. Some decisions you make are great. Some decisions you make are perfect. Some decisions you make are bad. Hey, but you gotta make them no matter what. The conflict comes in when your decision that you make causes ill intentions to other people and distress. And because of that, you have to then make another decision to acknowledge it, forget it. How you deal with that, right? How you deal with that? The decision you make that hurts, bothers, inflict pain upon someone else. How do you deal with it? Now, the thing about it is, most people I know start pointing fingers and blaming them or telling them how they were at fault or looking at who's at fault or gather it. How do I know this? Because I went through a situation recently that, hey, I went through a situation that when I talk to them about certain parts of it, people about it, then they always look for blame. That's the common thing, who and why they did it. What they going through, why they did this. Oh, you must did this, you must did that. That part, guys. And that's that. I don't know if you know anything about it, but that's not the smartest way to help someone trying to find blame. But that's what I noticed. And the reason why I'm doing this walking talk is because we have family business. We have a lot of different family business. We got work business. We got relationship business. We have several situations where we have to man up or woman up and make a decision and deal with it. And once that decision over with, we have to acknowledge if this decision is something that we can move forward with or we can't move forward with, or we can keep working together, we can't keep working together, or we just need to go ahead and let this be, right? And with doing that, sometimes it's a struggle because people have this ego, right? An ego. And everybody want to be right. That's what I notice the most. People like to be right. So I'm saying to you, what's more important? Salvaging, reconciling, figuring out how y'all can work together, figure out how this is a learning event, figuring out who's at blame. What's most important to you? Figuring out who's at blame, or trying to figure out a way to be, animal belief. I don't know. I'm trying to say one of the bigger words, or one of the words I don't use on a common basis. Animal. I can't say the word. How to work through the situation, right? I did try at least. Annually. I can't. Dang, it sounds tip of my tongue. But anyway, how to work through it. How to be civilized. How to go forward and not hold grudges or hatred or pain, or they deceived me, or they ripped me off, or they did this to me, and blame me, right? Now, is that an area of maturity that you think people do that? Or people, morning. All right. Yeah, you think there's an area of maturity, or just don't know no better, or just ignorant to the fact that they doing this, they're blaming, or this is the way that they seen other people respond, so they carry it on, right? At the end of the day, the question is, what happened when the shoe's on the other foot? What happens when you, that guy or that girl, or that human being or that person or that, whatever pronoun, it happens to you. The same thing you have issued out several times to other people. How do you deal with it? How do you go through it? How do you respond to it? Do you get angry? Do you get mad? Do you get hatred? Do you realize karma may came about? Do you realize life is what it is? Do you realize, oh dang, this sucks, right? And then how do you react to the people, right? So many times I do transactions and real estate deals that does not go like it's supposed to go, right? And because I have a business that does real estate stuff and work with people, then you get kind of used to being disappointed or upset or not getting your way or things not going as smooth as it should. So of course I can handle a lot of situations better than most, but everybody don't have those type of issues daily to be able to cope with things like that when it does happen to them in their lives. So I'm asking you to be strong and hold on, and if that's you that I'm talking to, look, it's okay. It's okay. This too shall pass. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. You just keep on pushing. You just see it through, right? When you up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulder, punch your feet, and take a brace. When it's wise to try and dodge and do the best that you can do, you may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the class about you and your future may seem grim. Don't let your nerves desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. The worst is bound to happen. In spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. When with hope it be futile, when with troubles you beset, just remember you are facing what other men have met. You may fail, but fall, still fight, and don't give up whatever you do. Head high. Head high to the finish. See it through. Lord, that's Edgar Guest's poem, right? See it through. So, hey, that's what I kind of leaned on a lot. That one and a couple other ones. But I've just bought some more books to start learning more. Been downloading them like crazy and going over them and practicing. Now it's all starting to run together a little bit when you practice so many in 1 week and try to do them. But I need to practice one at a time a week, and then I get it down and go to the next one. I know I should do that, but when it the brain work, I always think I can do several things at one time, guys. So continue to see it through, guys. Continue to look at what your role is. And the last thing I'm gonna say to sum this up, I coached girls basketball for many moons. The one thing that I coached was personal growth and development. And I always stress to my basketball players, we all have a responsibility. Just do yours and don't worry about somebody else's. If you do your responsibility and they do their responsibility, then we all accountable for what we supposed to bring to the team. And when that part is not done, then we know what the outcome is. We know who made a mistake, but we're not gonna blame them for it. We're not gonna beat them up about it. We're gonna see how we can assist them to be better. We're gonna see how we can assist them with a misunderstanding. We're gonna see how we're gonna work through this so that we won't make the same mistake again. And so many of them, right? So we work together, period. We on this earth, we need to work together. Yesterday I talked about how we blame people at the polls for voting, but we're not blaming the people that's creating the laws to vote on or the bills to vote on. We're not blaming the setup of the Senate and the House of Representatives. We're not blaming the fact that each state have these laws and rules that they can put in place, and then it got to be challenged. They put in place first, then they got to be challenged by the Supreme Court and everything to get kicked out. We're not blaming the right folks. It's the person at the top that should be blamed. The people at the bottom are nothing but pawns. It's funny how we keep blaming the pawns and not the kings and the queens that's making decisions at the top that's putting in place. And that's the part of responding to this thing. And guess what? Once you start saying stuff like that to them, then they find stuff on you and fault on you and come at you and go crazy with you and make you seem like you're crazy. But hey, group thinking is real. People don't mind staying with the group and saying, I want to be like everybody else, and not challenge the status quo and don't challenge what's going on. So again, as you go through life, circumstances, whether it be with your significant other, whether it be with your children, whether it be with your family members outside of your immediate household, whether it be with a job or a transaction. Always remember what part you played in there, what role you played in there. How did you help with this situation? And see it through, right? Take accountability and responsibility for your part. Acknowledge it. See if you've done it to somebody in the past, whenever it happened to you, and then look at it from a different perspective, right? Look at it from the perspective of, do you want this person to still work with you, be kind to you, be courteous to you, or you want this person to turn away from you, cut you off, and hate you? You know what I'm saying? You can look at it how you want to. We all handle situations differently. And like I said, for those who have practiced doing this on a daily basis, making decisions that don't come out the outcome they want, they probably be better at handling it. Don't mean that they ain't hurting. That don't mean that they happy. That don't mean that they don't care. That just means that they does it so much, they know how to deal with it better than most because they used to it. Where your ego, you don't get it as often, so you don't know no better. So you get frustrated and flustered, and your ego is hurt. Now you gotta react ugly, negative, and outbursts emotionally and all kinds of stuff, right? Whenever you don't get it your way because it's not something you used to. And that's my 2 cents. Not a fact, my opinion, my perspective, my ideas, my thoughts out loud while I'm walking, right? Because I'm in school and I'm working with groups, and we have a conflict after conflict after conflict. We're meeting up, we're doing their parts, we're going through it, but I just do mine. That's what I'm talking about. It's like all kinds of stuff going on, right? You got tenants renting houses, saying this, saying that, doing this, doing that, being deceitful, all kinds of stuff. But again, it's okay. We can get through this. I'm not gonna be ugly to you afterwards either. I'm not gonna be hateful and revengeful and mean to you. I'm not gonna do all that. If I gotta evict you, I'm gonna evict you, and that's it. And then we're gonna keep it moving, and that's it. So when you're up against trouble, you square the face. Lift your chin, set your shoulder, plant your feet, and take a break. Take care. Coach T. Edgar Guest.